What's going on, everybody? This is Hassan Hancock here at the Ramen Room Studios, bringing to you yet another episode of the Ramen Room with my boy Randall Williams.
Hey, man, another live intro.
Yeah, man.
Professional this.
Nah, come on, man. man. We got a pretty decent show for you guys. I mean, I like to say it's decent because, you know, entertainment, gaming news, comic news, nothing much going on.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're hitting that dry spell before it starts picking up, though.
Yeah, we're in that rut. I mean,
we got big movies coming in week 3. We got Comic-Con, but that's in the future.
Right. So, I mean, you know, a couple things happen. I mean, well, I wanted to be able to talk about the Splatoon test fire, but I didn't get a chance to get it.
Yeah. So real quick, I guess what is it?
It's a demo. It's just a demo of Splatoon 2. I guess you can try out some of the weapons and the control schemes. I guess people say it looks good.
Yeah.
It plays great.
Yeah. Now, were you big in Splatoon and the Wii U?
No, I didn't get it for the Wii U, but I wanted to get it for the Switch for sure. But how they went about doing it, I thought was kind of goofy.
What they do?
They only had, I mean, for the 3 days, the 24th, 25th, and 26th, you only could play it for an hour, and it was at a set time, so from 8 to 9, and then that's it.
It's a very Nintendo way to do it.
Yeah, it's very, very stupid.
It's just like, why?
You know?
Oh man!
But
so is it like a beta, like a stress test kind of thing, or is it just?
I guess you get a sense of the online capabilities.
Okay, so it's not necessarily for their. It's just for the people to try it out, but they only had it available for an hour.
Yeah, I mean, and you had to have a Switch, of course, but
right. Did you read any reports of any network issues? By the way?
No, I mean, I just heard people just enjoying it.
Right.
You know, I'm like, God damn, I wanted to enjoy it. But,
yeah.
You know.
So is it done? Is it over with, or?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the last one was at like 3:00 Mountain Time or something like that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see because I gotta imagine Splatoon's gonna be their largest online game, and certainly at least for a while. So I'll be curious to see how they prepare.
Got a Mario Kart.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about Mario Kart's online.
So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, this goes out to all those who's played it. If you enjoyed it, well, I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know. Hit us up at theramenroom@gmail.com. Again, theramenroom@gmail.com, so I can get a feel or a taste of what went down.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. But going forward with the show today, we're going to talk about a few things. Power Rangers for sure. We're going to have spoilers in that. And so if you don't want to be spoiled, skip ahead to the next subject, which would be the GameStop closures of some stores, about 150 stores.
Yeah, next one. I know one near me was closing now. I thought they were just moving to like another location, but I didn't realize it was such a...
Moving to Australia, man.
Yeah, that's usually where they go.
Yeah, that's where they go. They
wild GameStop.
No more EB games there, guys. It's GameStops all over Australia. And lastly, we're going to be talking about the Justice League trailer.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that in depth, actually. So let's get this show started, man.
All right, man.
Let's get it started.
Power Rangers. Let's do it.
What do we do?
Teleport to us 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
No, not that. Not teenagers.
That's correct, Alpha.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah, how did you feel about it? Did you see it?
No, I'm not.
Shit. Well,
good night, everybody. But no, we were kind of talking about it off air, getting your thoughts on it. So you said you liked it.
I mean, overall, it wasn't like a meh type, you know, but it wasn't like I can't wait to see the I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions in that movie. I mean, beyond like the nostalgia of the Power Rangers. I mean, Trini, Zach,
right? Because I mean, that's got to be a lot of the pool for people our age group is just seeing, particularly Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, Zordon.
You know, how was Bryan Cranston as Zordon?
It was. I mean, he seemed like he had a chip on his shoulder for half the damn movie he was in.
An angry Zordon?
Yeah, it's like, goddamn, Red Ranger, you're not ready. Give me the power. The moment you guys begin to morph, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna get out of this wall. Gotta get out the wall.
Can he get out of? He got out of his tube thing?
No, there's no tube. He kind of reminded you of the room in the Flash, the white dotted room.
Right.
It really kind of reminded you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, When the budget ain't there, they just do some dumb shit. And that's what they did.
Well, and it's weird you say that because you were telling me it's supposed to be 6 pictures, like
slated. Yeah,
like that's incredible.
I mean,
and for
everybody's gonna watch the next one. Why? Because they hinted at Tommy Oliver being in it.
Tommy, okay, okay.
Because they're all in detention. I call it the Breakfast Club because that's exactly what it looks like. Like these degenerates. What the hell is going on here? I mean, it starts off with the Red Ranger masturbating the cow. Okay, either him or his boy, huh?
Wait,
yeah. So he was like, "Yeah, man, did you milk him?" He said, "Yeah, man, I milk." No, it was like he shouldn't have it because it was a cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there shouldn't be a problem with the cow because I milked it. Yeah. He's like, "Was it just one down there?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, it's a male."
That's a surprising joke for
a kids movie.
Yeah, like I'm surprised. Like usually they
jacked off a cow.
Yeah, that's a little bizarre.
Okay,
but you would think that if this is going to be the foundation for 6 movies at least, or whatever else they want to get, you think it would be much bigger, right? Like I figured I would have seen more marketing for it ahead of time. There would have been more of a buzz around it. They feel like they kind of just put it out there, like, hey, it's Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it did what's supposed to. I think they. This is just my guess, because let's be honest, Saban and them ain't got no bread like that, not for real. But at the same time, I mean, they've been around for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, imagine they have this. I mean, Power Rangers, so many series, just like
So I mean, they got a lot of followers. A lot of people know about the Power Rangers. It used to be the butt of the joke. Hey, man, you watch Power Rangers, but now it's like, shit, fuck it.
Like, my nephew when he was younger used to love watching Power Rangers.
I did too, man. I mean,
Oh yeah. I mean, I was on it up until after. Space. That was when I kind of dropped off.
Yeah, I hated Rescue. I hated Rescue.
Pretty much once the initial storyline that continued from Mighty Morphin with Zordon and all those people, once they ended that.
I watched Primal Fury. I think it was called Primal Fury. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, then I watched Ninja. Yeah. Ninja was cool.
I saw one because I saw like there was a bunch. Like I saw this. And the reason why I was mentioning, I'm surprised Saban doesn't have money is because I saw this video on YouTube. It was like all the Power Rangers intros, and it was like half an hour like worth of intro songs. So I figured they had quite a few series, and there's one that like they I guess they transformed to other versions of Power Rangers throughout time. Like it was kind of it looked kind of dope. So if I was a kid, I'd be into that. But
I mean, and that's what I thought. I mean, one of my favorite episodes ever was Forever Red. That was
I do remember that. I did watch that just because you had to go back and see that.
I was like, oh snap!
That was pretty.
I mean, I did like Galaxy. Galaxy was dope.
Yeah, it was good.
And then In Time, Power Rangers In Time or Time Force.
Yeah.
Time Force it was. That wasn't too bad. After that, though, it was the Ninja and the Primal Fury. After that, I just got lost. The pirate shit.
I was gonna say that.
I don't know what is going. What is?
But like, I mean, again, I was a child, so I don't maybe not the best eyewitness for this, but I remember when the Power Rangers movie came out. When they got the first one. The first one. They got their ninja abilities.
The dopest one ever. Yeah.
It felt like that was like a bigger deal. That movie coming out than even this one.
It was, I believe. I mean, because it was like, man. I mean, we were kids going to teenage years.
That's what I'm like. Well, maybe just because we were younger. It's
still the best one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ivanhoe's and all that. Whatever. Ivanhoe's wasn't.
That was Ivanhoe's, man.
Second one was the worst one.
Oh, Turbo. See, the thing is, I actually liked Turbo the series, but the movie wasn't.
Turbo was trash. I hated it. The little white kid.
Oh, Justin, he transformed to
a grown ass man. In their morphers were it was a wristlet with a key.
Yeah, see, they didn't like them like
that's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to do.
It had one of my favorite scenes though when they finished that series before they went to space when they got attacked at the command center.
Yeah,
probably one of my favorite moments in kids television just because it was crazy because whenever a hero gets attacked at their base, it's always exciting.
That's when it went to Power Rangers Space, right?
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool too. I mean, when it had that connected feels where it was pretty
right.
Dope
that was
pretty
cool.
Now, of course, people know that the Blue Ranger, reason why he got booted off, it's because he was gay. It's a different time. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I remember hearing something about that.
David Yost.
Yeah.
It was because he was gay. So
I mean, we all thought he was anyway.
Yeah, but he hung out with the Aqua Rangers. So where are you going?
So lame as they get like bottles of water to pour.
It was like, the hell's going on there? The black dude looked like what's the dude from Star Trek?
Like Worf?
No, not Worf. Well, he kind of looked like him, but the dude with the visor.
Oh yeah.
With his visor off. And they just had this whole stance. It was real corny, but they they showed the most at the time. They showed the most power because they all did this little water teleportation. I was
Yeah.
like, that's dope.
It just, in my memory, they seemed like they were weaker than the regular Power Rangers.
Oh, they was because they had to, it was amphibious like type. Man, they was whack. But but yeah, I mean, one thing about the movie, going back to the movie,
yeah,
they talked about the Zeo crystal. I was like, oh, that's dope.
Oh, that is cool.
That's the main thing. And Zeo, probably one of my favorite, outside of like the ninjetti ability and whatnot.
Yeah.
Prior to, because I used to think the ninja, like the ninja costumes and shit.
Yeah. Oh man, that was good.
That had to be one of the most powerful. I remember there was an episode where like Adam, he was a Black Ranger at the time.
Yeah.
He turned into a giant.
I mean, I kind of remember that.
Yeah, he turned into a giant and had Tango Warriors in his hand.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you could never do that with the Power Ranger, Power Ranger armor, bruh.
Right.
I'd be the only one not morphing. I would not morph. Like, it's morphin' time. I'm like, shit. They look at me like, dude, how come you didn't morph? Because I didn't feel like it. This is better. This is a better outfit.
This is much cooler.
Look at me, man. Like, y'all stand out. That pink ninja outfit, we going to find you. But look, as the Black Ranger, you're not going to be able to find me. Another senseless one was metallic.
Yeah.
What was the point of that?
Yeah.
Let's get shiny, guys. It didn't add. That's why they got rid of that shit.
Yeah.
But, okay, I said go back to the movie, didn't go back. But going to the movie, they had the Zeo Chris I thought was cool.
Right.
I think they hinted towards the Green Ranger being Rita Repulsa. Everybody knows that was true.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, with what she had on then, you really didn't want to see her as, she had that daggone helmet shit.
Yeah.
She looked real stupid. Now, finally, I'm free. It's time to conquer.
She's so loud, too.
Yeah, she was. Let's get 5 teenagers with attitudes. And that's what happened. Nobody teleported nowhere.
There's no teleporting?
No, there's no
That's
teleporting.
disappointing.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Okay, before we go to that point, include this into that. How much fan service was there for older fans?
Well, there's a female version of Bulk and Skull, seemed like.
Oh, that's about it.
That was the dumbest shit.
I mean...
Yellow Ranger's gay.
I'm surprised.
Why is that there? Bro, this is a kids movie. We don't need to have sexual conversations.
Jacking off cows, apparently.
We jack off cows, and we just have to have or hint towards a gay character. I mean, I understand the inclusion.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing. I mean, but why must it be something that we be like, and this is what we're dealing with?
Probably so that people will.
Nobody's dating nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about how asexual they are or heterosexual. So why we gotta have this reason why I don't fit in because I'm gay? Like that's that made me mad because I don't have a problem with it, not really, but the fact that you got to make it a point to point it out.
Right.
Here it is.
It feels disingenuous, is what it does.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, let's do this for kids that are looking up to this character. It just feels like, hey guys,
nobody knows Trini yet.
Yeah.
And they kept calling her Dee Dee or something like that. I'm like, that sounds nothing like Trini.
What was she?
It's a joke. It was a running joke. Dee Dee. Dee, somebody named Dee Dee. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, how much did it was not too much fan service.
I was just curious if they threw in like in jokes, kind of like the teenager's attitude thing, or something that referenced you would appreciate more having seen the original show.
It was nothing too...
Because I'm surprised they didn't call in any of the original cast, just like even like as be a teacher or just a random small.
Well, Skulls actually they'd still be in the show.
Oh yeah, well those two are still.
Tommy, he might watch Tommy be in the next movie.
Right. Well, I mean, like for example, what's the name?
Jason David Frank.
Yeah. Like it's like he actually seems to be hanging around the thing for. They could have had him show up for a little bit part.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
I'm sure the Pink Ranger, she's probably needs some work.
Kimberly,
Kimberly, she could have been like
I saw them all go to the premiere. They had talked about the premiere.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, but the movie. I mean, overall, I say go see
Zach
it.
Since.
Huh?
I haven't seen Zach since he left.
Yeah, Zach ain't seen Zach since he left. That's the problem. I'm glad somebody was able to find Zach because he's been lost to us for a great deal.
Man.
I just don't think. I mean, outside of that, Zordon was the Red Ranger. His whole team died. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how.
It's interesting that they made him a previous Ranger.
Well, I thought he was before, wasn't he? I mean,
I'm not saying you. I just don't recall.
Remember the episode where they had showed him like fighting and getting the coins and all that, and then. But how? Zordon got some extraterrestrial power.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing about it too is
because killing Zordon is what's returned all the villains to normal people, basically, or turned them all to normal people. So
right
at the end of everything. So I don't know.
Right. That is true. I remember that. Dang. So I just don't understand. Okay, so one of the rules in the Power Rangers is never use your power for personal gain. Okay.
Right.
And the next power is never reveal your identity to anybody. But then in the beginning of the movie, when he was a Power Ranger,
Yeah.
there was who the hell was there? There was no. It's like 65 million years ago when he was a Power Ranger.
Were they on Earth as Power
It
Rangers?
was on Earth.
Oh.
It was like I thought it was on an alien. Okay,
Yeah.
but I mean, I was like, okay, who else he gonna tell?
Right.
Who is he going? Dinosaurs? And then you look at the dinosaurs, the Zords, and
Yeah. How were the Zords? How'd they look?
I had a problem with Mastodon. I think Pterodactyl's cool.
Yeah.
Triceratops is fine.
Saber-tooth tiger?
Saber-tooth tiger look like a Zoid to me,
Oh, yeah.
not a Zord. And there's a Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
He's like a baby to me. But Mastodon looked like an ape / I don't know what the hell was going on with that. But then they borrowed from one of their previous shows. I tried to talk to my fiance about it.
Mhm.
But when they're not in the full armor,
Mhm.
they had abilities.
Right.
I said, oh, they got that from Beetleborgs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she's like, I've never seen Beetleborgs. I'm like, get the hell out of here. What the hell's going on? I watched Mask Rider.
Yeah. Oh, man.
watched,
Super Gold. Yeah, Mask Rider, was it VR Troopers?
VR Troopers,
Yeah.
and then the Super Samurai.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, Superhuman Samurai Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
All
of course, Beetleborgs. And I'm like, that was racist all day, but Beetleborgs Metallics. I mean, I remember all that. But they had abilities outside of the armor.
Right,
But
right.
in this one, they had the same thing. And it was like, it's just, it just didn't cohesively come together. Like,
Yeah.
and then when it became Power Ranger, it was a CG mess. I mean, in my opinion,
Right.
it was a lot of CG there. I'm like, what
So
are they
again,
gonna
I guess
do?
that goes back to if you're planning a multi-picture deal to me, and it seems like low budget can't be in the vocabulary. Like you have to go all out because what you end up
Yeah.
is a lukewarm product, and then
right.
people. I mean, like you said, people will probably see the next one, but it's gonna be they're gonna have to do a really good job to keep people on board for 4 other movies.
Yeah, I think at best they should do 3. I mean, because what
Yeah.
else are they gonna do? I mean, what, King Cog was that?
Yeah.
It was King Cog
Oh yeah, man,
and
they-
Zeo.
So yeah, because my question was, I don't know if because I didn't know there was 6 pictures. I don't know if they mentioned were they gonna go down through the series, like how they gonna if
I
they were
don't
gonna.
know, because Zeo was one of the best. I mean, Zeo.
The only thing I didn't like about Zeo, I didn't like the shapes as their Zords. That was kind of dumb.
Like that. I like the fire. I like the Phoenix Zord as a Red Ranger. I thought that was the.
Yeah.
the
Remember the Red Ranger had that Dragon Zord that they couldn't control or something like that?
That
or-
was that was
Yeah.
that was the second part after
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
He had that. They had the punching one.
Yeah,
I was like, man, why does he get everything?
He really did.
Tommy had it
yeah,
all.
yeah. I'll say not just Red Ranger. Tommy did because when he came out with the White Ranger with that
Yeah.
sword and that White Tiger Zord,
Yeah,
everyone was just like, "Oh,
like, yeah. And then
suit never got dirty."
the Gold Ranger, he was pretty dope. He was one of my favorites too.
yeah, Gold Ranger.
That staff was
Remember
dope.
what was it? Remember that blue guy, that blue ninja guy that was helping him out every once in a while? I think they didn't have powers for a while. He had like a sword. It was like a samurai kind of weird looking.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like, I don't know. It just popped in my head. Remember?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They got. King Cog, Laura's Head, Rita Repulsa. They're not gonna go the route of Scorpina. They played the shit out of
Yeah.
Goldar.
Did they?
It's like, first of all, Goldar was fine. Rangers.
That's actually a great impression. I love that.
Yeah, he had that voice. I used to think he had the cool voice. He ain't utter a word in this one.
When I was watching the trailer, they made him seem more monster than like he
Yeah.
was in the show. I was
looked like
concerned about that.
Yeah, it didn't really have a face, nothing like
Mhm.
that. And then of course, Rita has to go has the Dragon Zord coin, and she merged with him, and like I'm thinking he about to go full Dragon Zord on that ass.
Right.
Psych. He just looked the same, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was some funny parts in there.
Yeah.
I mean, go see it.
Yeah. I was gonna
The
say,
costumes were
to sum
dope.
up, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what that's going to do for the show. Are they going to do that for the show now? I mean, are they going to have these guys in there, or are these like the movie version?
It's gotta be only movie versions. That was the other thing that was kind of cool about the previous movie. It was the original characters
Yeah,
in a movie.
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Ask DC, they'll never do that shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a different Barry.
Yes.
Somebody who you guys don't know this guy, but we're gonna have him in there. He's gonna be Barry Allen. What about the other Barry Allen? What about him?
He's like, what about him?
So, what you guys think about the movie, man?
Let us know.
Please let us know, because I thought it was borderline meh,
Yeah.
up in there, but nothing terrible.
Yeah.
Because They became Rangers. They just had parts in there. It's just unanswered. Like they got hit by a train, and they woke up in the house, and nobody explored that.
Right? That's right.
They were driving the Blue Ranger's mom's car.
Yeah.
The train smacked them.
Did like Rita send the train or something like that, or they just weren't paying attention to driving?
They were trying to beat the train.
Oh,
Because that's where they first got the coins.
Yeah.
And the security at the dig site was coming after them. So it's like, oh, we can beat the train, yeah. So they're like, yeah, we did it. And the train smacked them, smack. And mind you, they had took Blue Ranger's mom's car,
right,
without asking for permission.
Delinquents.
Yeah, delinquents. Breakfast Club type shit. Next, you know what? They got smacked. They woke up in their house. Nobody was thinking about that damn van ever again. I mean, they showed it. I mean, but let me be honest with you. If that was my kid and him and his little degenerate youths as friends, if my car is gone, I'm gonna be like, yo, where my car at?
Right. Yeah,
I mean, because they took the keys. Yeah, nobody explored that. It's just like they got hit. Yeah. And that was it.
That is weird.
And they woke up and they had these powers where they could jump over canyons and break sinks. Yeah. And and then like the Blue Ranger turned into the Blue Ranger. It's like, stop fighting, guys.
And that's why he transformed.
Snap. Yeah, he's like, oh, he's a Blue Ranger.
So is it supposed to be like an emotional?
Yeah. It didn't. The power, like the armor went away. Mm-hmm. He's like, how'd you do it? I don't know how I did it. I don't know. And then they kept saying it like, you gotta take your mask off to put your mask on. So basically he had an emotional connection with one of the Rangers. So obviously it's about, being loyal and being true to who you are to be able to more, with your buddies. Right. These people they trained, they learned martial arts in a matter of 9 days.
Jeez.
And they were sweet.
Yeah.
You can put it in your head. Maybe the coin accelerated the fact that they could learn.
Yeah.
But they only did it.
That Matrix.
Yeah. They took a couple Taibo classes in this thing called the Pit.
Yeah. Sounds like terrible.
They did a couple Taibo classes. They couldn't morph. They had to go through. They jumped down into the canyon. The canyon was water. It had water. They swam down, and then there was like this wall, and then they went down there. It was just like this gravity well, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then they're in the command center. I'm like, damn, this is how they got to get there every time. Like, don't
that is unnecessary. Like,
can you imagine? Like,
is that a door somewhere?
Like, bro, like,
that's why you teleport.
Like, son, look, let me tell you something. Every time we wash your clothes, it always smells like a river, man. What are you doing with your clothes, son? What are you doing? Look at me when I'm talking to you, man. I can't be doing this, man. Are you fishing? I mean, are you what's going on?
Oh man.
I'm gonna just give you some here.
All the kids are diving these days, man.
Yeah, they're diving and they're going into this place where you can't be, and they go to the. One of these days, somebody's gonna find this damn command center. Like, that's just what it is. Like, anyway, so that's Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's question. Okay, before we move on. Did they do like, how did they morph? Did they do like the hand behind the back and pull the badge out?
They didn't do none of that.
They just kind of like.
What you saw in the trailer, like, that's how they did it. And then they
it's a misstep.
Yeah, I wanted to see the Morphin Matrix.
I want to see the lightning behind the head.
And but then they morphed, and then they had a little fight scene in the water, and then they fought Golem and Diglett and Machop and Machamp and Geodude.
They didn't have that escape rope.
They fought a few Geodudes in the water. Obviously, they had a water type advantage. They destroyed Geodude in the ocean, right? And then they fight him on the ground, and of course. They couldn't use any thunder-based attacks at that point, but they got past it eventually because Tommy was able to, not Tommy, but Jason was able to use his sword. Meanwhile, nobody pulled out a weapon,
right?
None in the least. You know what I mean? And they got in their Zords, and let me tell you something. The acting got real serious after that.
Oh, really?
Because now the Pink Ranger was the mother to our lovely nation.
Really?
She was like, "I'll pick you up, Red Ranger. Oh my God, I'll die for you guys. These guys have been friends for 9 days. We'll give them 10 as a grace. I'm not dying for nobody with a 10-day relationship. I'm just not going to do it.
Cold-hearted, man.
You're not going to make me do that. You're just not going to do that. So, but they did it.
Yeah.
And the way, you know how they, in the old show, they had their communicators.
Yeah.
These people was talking. That was some next level shit. That was
like
like 95. In this one, they were passing notes.
Come on.
at high speed
Come on, guys.
in class.
Just
Pieces of paper
I don't know. I'd be curious to just.
and through it.
It doesn't sound like the kind of movie that you want to build a franchise around. Like that's you want to build six pictures. You need something that's spectacle and is just.
They know people
impressive.
are going to want to see Tom. They
Yeah,
know that.
that's true. They're probably marketing a lot, banking a lot.
That
on
would be a
kids.
good movie. That would be a good movie. A movie just about the Green Ranger, and the third one can be about Lord Zed.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was evil for a good 26 episodes.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, yeah, I could see that. I like I said, I think it's probably going to be banking a lot on kids who already like Power Rangers wanting to see it.
Yeah.
Though again, without it being the current Power Ranger series or featuring current Power Rangers,
Yeah.
it seems a little weird. But hey, what do I know?
I mean, the costumes were sweet. They got this little galaxy-looking thing. And then they formed a Megazord.
Yeah.
So the black guy, he's a comic relief, right? That's
Yeah.
what happens with shows like this. They get that one black guy automatically,
Cracking jokes,
just all the time.
Hey, at least
It
not
was
dancing like Zach was.
Yeah, he was dancing.
Oh, was he dancing?
He had the Zord dancing, doing his little jig thing. You know what I mean?
Wait, so like the Mastodon was dancing?
No, because they didn't come together to form the Megazord the way you would think they did.
Right.
They came together and they looked like Voltron because they were
okay.
in different parts of the.
Right.
Like so, it kind of reminds you of the Super Samurai.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I control the arm.
Yeah.
That's all I control.
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like they weren't collectively together in one section.
Yeah.
Then they had this thing they attached to their back, from the Zord. They never really explored it. It's just no sword. I was looking for the damn sword to come down with the beams and shit. I was like, oh, they about to
I wanted to
kill
slice
it.
and then turn around for the explosion.
Like Shogun Zord. That was
Yeah.
one of my favorite Zords
Yeah.
ever. But the Shogun Zord, woo, man, he had the sword that used to come down there and the flame would kind of. I was like, oh, that's dope. Oh, that's something. Had the crane on his head and everything. Shogun Zord wasn't to play with. Him or the pyramid Zord for Gold Ranger.
Oh,
That thing
yeah,
was
yeah.
large in the
I
charge.
think it was
was
ridiculous.
Like, dang, these people had that big old beam. I'm like, these people got powers. But this one, he looked like he could have been related to Megatron or something like that. Or, like he could have. He might have been an Autobot. I don't know. Like he's more Autobot-y, and they had a joke about it too.
Oh yeah.
Like he threw this Chevy, the Bumblebee car. Is like, sorry, Bumblebee, as they were fighting, the Geodudes and Golems.
Yeah.
And I mean, this dude was doing like you would have thought the Red Ranger was Eddie Guerrero for Tekken 6 because he was doing this song.
That's how passionate you are about this movie.
I'm telling you, you'd have thought he was, but he was doing all this daggone, this Croc Manga type, whatever the hell. Man, I was like, who taught him this? In 10 days, Taibo is not that good.
Hey, in the pit.
The pit, yeah.
The pit will change you.
Yep, and they got a wisecracking Alpha 5 with these little.
I was going to ask how Alpha was.
It looked like a bug with me,
Yeah.
But I mean, look, Power Rangers is not for the faint of heart. Sorry, no. That's my review. That's my idea. Check it out. Meh. That's where it's at.
That's all right, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good stuff.
probably gonna get hated on like a song. You crazy? Whatever. Moving on.
You know who's crazy?
What's that?
A man who dresses like a bat goes out and beats up people at night.
You want to talk about? You want to go there?
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Let's go to Justice League. We're talking about movies. All right. So, Justice League trailer drop on Saturday, the 25th. What'd you think? You're the resident DC aficionado.
Yes,
we'll start with you. What do you think?
I thought it was cool, man. I'm more excited about the Wonder Woman movie, but
Yeah, I'm more excited about that as well. But
fine ass. She's fine.
She's
But besides that,
attractive.
we already knew.
a remarkable young lady.
Well, whatever you say, man. I mean, to be fair. But no, I mean the trailer. I mean, people have been talking about the CG. Yeah, the CG.
I will say the CG. Cyborg to me, I wish they would have redesigned him a little bit. He looks a little
like an OMAG.
he does. This is a situation where we were talking about, a few weeks ago when we were talking about the comic movies in the past and how they didn't lean too much into it and they kind of interpreted. I think Cyborg would have done well with more interpretation, give him maybe a red eye, but make him more human looking. Maybe give him just a robot looking arm, because all of that on him, it doesn't look that great, and the amount of CG that it's requiring, I think, doesn't help it either.
I think we'll get better with. That's the first trailer.
Yeah.
That movie comes out in November.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
But they can't be that far. Well, I'll say this: if Warner Brothers is releasing a trailer that's not that indicative of the final product, then they've made a mistake on their part.
I mean, well, I think it's gonna be indicative. I mean, I just think they're gonna refine the CG.
Yeah.
It's not
Well, that's what I mean. As far as
bad.
the CG, if it's, I mean, yeah, and they can. Part of it is just I just don't like that design of Cyborg. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think it works better in print than it does in real life,
of
just in
course it does.
general.
I mean,
but,
of course it does, because I mean, well, that's what makes it hard, I guess. I mean, outside of those stupid little jokes, what's your superpower? I'm rich. Boo!
I know.
Batman.
Yeah.
Boo!
And it's not even like it's just I don't know. It's I get what they're going for with that. But
Boo!
the way it was I don't know. It was such like a
Boo!
it felt weird seeing that coming from them, right? Like
I know.
I don't know. It was a little.
I mean, I like what they did with the flash speed. I mean,
I did like that.
I mean, it's like a big bolt of lightning just flowing.
What'd you think of Aquaman?
He seemed like a fun-loving, beer-drinking kind of guy. I mean,
which I didn't actually like that much. Only because his personality, and I don't want to sound like a DC hater, but it kind of feels like almost a little bit of the movie. It feels doesn't feel as organic as he wanted to, right? Like he doesn't feel like he's
I have to see how these relationships build.
Because I was watching it and I'm watching this and I'm watching the action. The action looks cool. I mean, it's very DC, slow motion moves, and it's an ensemble superhero movie, so it's gonna be more spectacle over substance, and just like the Avengers 2 and all that stuff.
I just gotta see it.
But I was watching this movie and I'm watching the Justice League act without Superman, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of curious to see what happens when Superman gets there. But because of the way they've done Superman and because of the betrayal of the characters, I have no idea how that relationship's gonna act. I
gotta see it.
Like if you're watching a Marvel movie and you're like, oh boy, I can't wait to see either Iron Man or Captain America. You get a sense of that character, how their personality introduces that element. You can imagine how that could play out. Even if you're not right, you at least have a sense. The problem with particularly Superman is he doesn't have much of a personality. He's not gonna be like, hey guys, let's calm down. Let's he's not gonna be the dad because the Superman hasn't played dad. He's not gonna be the Boy Scout. But he's not gonna be. It's just gonna be weird, right? Like, he's not gonna be.
I gotta see it. That's all I've been saying since you've been talking is I gotta see, because right now I'm impressed. I mean, it's good to see. It's like, damn, they finally doing it. Right. But it's like, okay, on what leg are we standing on? Because obviously Batman doesn't have a movie out right now. I mean, not in this universe. Superman did, but he died, and they got him on fast track right now. Wonder Woman is coming out. I'm pretty sure everybody gonna have a different opinion and a different feel. They're gonna feel real good about seeing Wonder Woman in this because they're gonna see Wonder Woman first.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Which to me speaks to the way DC. Like I said, I can't call it a mistake or a misstep yet, but I think that's why the Marvel way worked so well is that we got to see the character first
before
right, and we got to see them because it looks like they're gonna do, and they're gonna have to, but it looks like they're gonna do some backstory for Barry. We saw Mara, for Aquaman. They're gonna do some stuff to build them up. But even the characters we already know, aside from Wonder Woman, like Batman, I guess really is the only other one. We still don't. We know enough because we know Batman. But as far as what the film version is portrayed to us, we still haven't seen that much.
Yeah, they did show Mira, didn't they?
I'm assuming that's Mira. I mean, it could be any Aquaman, but it's probably
it should be. I mean, so they're going to Atlantis for sure. So that's that'll be dope.
You think the landing's going to come in to because looks like there's a lot of parademons.
Oh yeah, they're going to bring what's his name again? It's not Doomsday who's coming. It's Darkseid.
What is it? It's I can picture him, but I can't think of his name. It's really you vamp.
Yeah. You gotta look it up. Thank you.
Yes.
So I mean, you got that. I want to see what they do with Barry. I mean, it could kind of work. I mean, we're gonna see we're gonna see Wonder Woman for sure. Before that comes out. So she's gonna already have her movie, but this movie you may want to go see. An Aquaman movie, a standalone after this.
Steppenwolf. That's
Steppenwolf. Yeah. You may want to see. What I mean.
And I think that's what they want to go for, and I'm fine with that. I just don't know, based on the Aquaman they're presenting, that they'll succeed in that endeavor, right? Like, I mean, he's like, the attitude they want to give him. It feels. I don't want to say it feels forced, but it kind of does. It feels like they're like, oh, we're gonna make him kind of the goofy. Gung ho guy,
I mean,
but
that scene on the Batmobile was kind of sweet.
Yeah, but it's just him like screaming like that or being like, "Oh, he dressed like a bat." I dig it. Like it's something about that. It just doesn't ring authentic to me. So maybe it's because of the way he looks. Like he doesn't look like he would act like that. So
Yeah,
it seems a little
this dude
incongruent.
seems like like a closet, like I don't know, like punk rock gay guy.
Oh.
Yeah, like, he doesn't tell anybody.
Yeah, just,
Not
I was gonna say he seems just
He
kind of
might
like
tell
a.
Batman in the Batcave.
He seems
on a Wednesday night.
just kind of like a.
Got something I want to tell you, Batman. I want you to keep between me and you.
Batman like turns back to his bag, and starts typing furiously. It's just like
I've been digging your leather. I like what you've been wearing here lately.
he's just
And,
like Bloodhaven's got a crime. Gotta go.
no, have a seat. I want to discuss something with you. No, it's not.
You
I don't need
imagine
any
trying
money.
to open up the Batman.
Huh?
You try to open up the Batman and be like, Bruce, I'm having a tough time. I just kind of want to talk to somebody.
Bruce, I just want to put this on you. You do what you want with it. I know my secret is safe with you above all else.
Be out.
Okay, huh?
Batman just be out.
Now,
Just
you know-
disappear on you.
My dad was human, and my mom was a sea woman. Yeah, so didn't really sit with me how that came about personally, but I just want to tell you I'm gay, man. Where did that come from? Tell me. No, man, we'll see. I don't think it's gonna make me want to go see Cyborg either. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, Cyborg.
But he might do some really cool, interesting things though.
It feels like it's still gonna be a Diana and like a Batman and Wolverine, Wonder Woman. Well, I was gonna say earlier, Aquaman looks like he'd be like the Wolverine of the team. Who's gonna pull out his.
I just want to
trident
see
and bub.
because the way he did it in the Batman versus Superman, the way they did it when they showed him ever so briefly.
Mhm.
I mean, that dude was darting through the water. I was
Right.
like, oh, that's cold. That's dope. I mean, so I want to see how he is in his element.
Yeah.
I want to see the parademons do their thing. And of course,
But will
Superman,
we even get a lot of that? Because I mean, how often are they going to really be underwater?
It's probably going to lead into that. Maybe they got to get like I just don't know where the hell they're going to go with this story.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that concerns me is because look,
Always one or
this
the
isn't
other.
a DC only issue. Marvel deals with it certainly more in the second Age of Ultron a little more than the first one,
Yeah.
but the first Avengers. But when you get these ensemble movies, it's really a lot about spectacle. Like the story itself is it's usually pretty straightforward. It's not that great. It's just it's the fun of seeing the characters together and then seeing them do a lot of crazy things. And so with this being the first time though of seeing most of these characters, a weaker story is gonna stand out a little more than it would if we already had a sense of how they acted and who they were.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Like I said, I want to see it. Like I said, I bet you it's gonna probably be Batman and Wonder Woman and friends. Like they're the star. Like partially because they're gonna be the most experienced in this.
That's what it should be
But
called. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what they're going to do. Why I keep saying this shit? Like,
because you just
trouble.
troubled.
I mean, because I am. It's always like when you get these big old plots, you never really see like a dark side and Atlantis cross line. Like it's always
that would be kind of cool. Just
I mean, what the hell you?
no, but that might only be cool because we like comics, and so that's something we don't see. So we want to see
that would be cool.
more off the wall things.
But because I haven't seen it. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I ain't read every comic or nothing like that. But I mean, I just don't understand. Do they gotta go to Atlantis and ask for permission?
It's probably I can only assume. Yeah, either they're going to go to ask for help, or Aquaman has some kind of issue he has to take care of at some point.
I mean, are they going to like keep from a war happening with the surface dwellers and the?
It's probably going to be
seamen?
like
it's just like damn. What the
we
hell?
don't care about surface problems. Maybe they're going to try to attack and mobilize while the surface is busy, then have a change of heart.
That could be that could be it. I mean, not to mention we're gonna get a feel for Ares and Wonder Woman. So
That's right.
We're gonna see maybe the Amazons might play a big part. Not to mention, Superman is in the movie.
Yeah,
and so is Green Lantern. So,
wait, Green Lantern is like really? Huh. Is he gonna don the suit, or is he just kind of like is like Hal in the movie, like Hal Jordan?
No, I think he might. I think you might see more of the core. With maybe in the suit.
See, that'd be kind of sweet at the end. Just kind of like.
Yeah, you gotta wait 40 years to see the movie. Like, yes, finally, Green Lantern done right.
Yeah.
Yes, finally.
The Guardians watching like, no thanks, we won't get involved.
Yeah, we're bitch made. No, we're not gonna do it.
It's a dark side. Ooh,
kind of tough. I don't know. Hey, call Superman up, see if he's still sleeping in that coma. The coma he's in.
But that kind of goes back to it. Like it feels like this movie would be great. Again, and this is I don't like to complain about DC, but this movie would be great if not having Superman, like if it was like, okay, it's the League without Superman against this great challenge, so you know it's going to be tougher for them, and then when Superman shows up, it's kind of like an uplifting moment because he's powerful and it's Superman. But because the Superman hasn't been that guy, it's not going to be. It's just here's someone else to throw cars and blow things up.
Cyborg throwing cars with his sonic blaster. It's like, fuck is this?
Hey, we got to see J.K. Simmons as I said Professor Gordon. Commissioner Gordon.
He looked good.
Yeah, he did. He
looked perfect.
Yeah,
comic all the way.
Yeah, yeah. He between that and his Jonah Jameson, dude can kill some background roles in comic movies. Man, he's good.
I mean that part of the trailer. I mean, you saw the action. We'll see come November. November is going to be a good movie. Going to be a good month for movies because that's when Thor is coming out too.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
it's definitely going to be unless
I'm rooting for DC. I want it to be good because I like the Justice League.
Let's start with this. I'm probably about 95% sure that Wonder Woman itself is going to be their creme de la creme. Like that's going to be.
That's the one people seem to be most hyped on. And honestly, whether or not they realize it, Warner Brothers is a lot banking on that movie because it's their fourth movie of this DC movie thing, and so far the results have been okay. But most people feel, at least the general sense I got is that people get really excited about the trailers and they see the movie and they don't like it as much as they thought they would.
I think some people just go in there so they can be haters.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get that. But I mean, I'll say even myself, like I was really excited about the Suicide Squad trailer. And I like Suicide Squad, but not as much as I thought I was going to like it. And it didn't go the way I thought it might go. So, if you're somebody who's kind of on the fence about DC, if you strike out again, it's going to be hard to get people
to come back and see it.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm sure they'll make a lot of money with Justice League and they'll make a lot of money with Wonder Woman, but eventually that well's going to dry up. Like, you can only get people so much. And at best...
Reboot the entire universe.
Right.
Cinematic universe. That could be possible.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I wish they would, but...
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know. Are you excited for the Justice League? Do you want to see it? Like I said, I'm really excited for Wonder Woman.
Me too.
I want to see that.
I mean, I'm really excited. I mean, that I might want to see it on this trailer. I tell you what, this is what I'm gonna do.
All right,
I'm gonna wait until Comic-Con this year because I believe they're gonna have a different trailer.
Yeah, I hope they actually release it to the public. Warner Brothers doesn't like to.
A lot of people who do trailers there to begin with. I mean, they probably would. I mean, because it's coming out around the corner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So. I mean, they probably won't have a different trailer. They probably won't show Superman. If they do, they'll probably just show the S on the trailer, something like that. Yeah. But it'll probably be a revised version of what we already saw. Hopefully, it cleans up a lot of the CG because that's what it looked like. I mean, he's on the Batmobile. He's riding, and then he jumps up. And the parademons fly into a wall. And it's like, I mean, Batman's got to be shitting his pants. I mean, this is next level shit. Let's just talk about it for a little bit.
Batman's like, I just lock up.
Got some goddamn demons flying around here. I mean, he seemed like a Pentecostal kind of guy. Like no Presbyterian. He know what them damn demons supposed to be about. He ain't flinching. Okay. All right. All right. Shouts out to Batman.
I know. He hides it very well.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
That's why he doesn't talk much.
Like we said, let us know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy the trailer? Do you want more out of it? Don't tackle the same pieces like CGI is awful. We know, but past the CGI, are you excited about it?
Yeah. What do you hope to see? Do you want to see that Green Lantern scene? Do you want to see Oa referenced or something at the end of the end credit scene, that stinger at the end where like just
you're gonna see Jon Stewart and it's gonna be Tyrese like hey I'm the Green Lantern.
I'm trying to think what would even be a cool post Justice League end credit scene. Like it would get me really hyped. I'm trying to think what would be
a brand new episode of The Flash.
Yeah, I'd be ready. What if they did? That was it was when they put all the action they were supposed to put in this season of The Flash. They put at the end of the movie.
I mean, where the hell? Yeah. But going back, think about Flash. Where the hell was he? Because I mean, it just looked like lightning bolts how he was running. Like, it didn't look real.
I mean, that's kind of I guess.
Flash. I
think that's the standard way to do it now. They're just like, hey, we want to make him look fast, so he's electricity just zipping through.
Did you see that? It's like, it reminded me of Saboteur.
Yeah.
It's like,
they grabbed that footage. They're like, hey, this is pretty good.
I mean, he did the whole speed thing that Quicksilver did. And,
you think the Speed Force is going to come to get mentioned in the Justice League?
This Flash seemed like the type of Flash that don't know shit about himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I was just curious.
I mean, he was robbing a store.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, no, he was just in the store. He stopped the robbery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he don't seem like the type of dude who's gonna walk in the door.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Hey, yo, man, listen. after hanging out with all my friends, in Rose Gallery, even we talked about this thing. Found out I get my powers from the Speed Force.
Let me tell you something. If Superman comes back, like they have to have an end scene, Superman's back, and they all go their separate ways, and Superman like beats the Flash in a race, I'm gonna be so mad.
That would be dope if they do that would be sweet. Just to see it, I'll be like, oh
yeah, of course you can be excited.
Snap, oh man, I'll probably piss my pants in there like So to end the show, quick note, really, there's nothing really to talk about. GameStop has been closing. They're scheduled to close some stores due to declining sales. Yeah. About 150 stores countrywide, I believe it is.
Which is a shame because I feel like they got kind of hit with a two-pronged attack in a sense. Like I think a lot of this is self-inflicted because if you ask most general gamers, GameStop does not have a great reputation.
No, because I mean they pretty much tell their employees to lie to you.
Yeah. I mean, the employees are not, the employees that leave or get out or talk about it are not too bashful about telling you the bad side of it. And
they want you to buy them used games, boy.
Yeah, and the experience, the customer experience in general is kind of, because I growing up, I went to GameStop quite often.
I still buy my games from there.
It was cheaper to buy used, and just it was at the time, especially being younger, it was like, oh, a game store, so you go in there because it's just. There's not a lot of places you go as a gamer.
Sense of home.
Right, exactly.
But they don't, I mean, for community, they could do more.
Yeah.
They could host more events.
Yeah.
Do more things. I remember there used to be this a competing company called Game Crazy. And it used to be in Hollywood Videos.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they used to host a lot of the competitions and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, we played... we had a Naruto one in there, for, the one made by Tomy for GameCube.
Yeah,
one that you see me play all the time.
Right.
They had a competition for that. People came out to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. GameStop really doesn't do that. I mean, they're just sale oriented. Like
right. It's
sale focused.
It's very, and hey, you got to get the bottom line and understand that. But it's very corporate in an industry in which that's not. You don't really need to be successful. Like, I mean, obviously you need corporate for structure reasons, but like. That kind of attitude, I think having a more outgoing, a more community-facing attitude.
It's like the Best Buy attitude of video games.
Exactly.
Like, you walk in with one thing in mind. Let me go ahead and buy this 1-2 Switch, right? It's going to be a great game. I can't wait.
Right.
And you go in there, and I mean, 5 months out, they're still talking about you want to renew your subscription for your Game Informer.
Yeah,
you want to get you want to add the $2 charge in there just in case you break your game.
Right.
You want to
right. And this is what we think of. It's more hassle. Like it's especially when you're dealing in a situation where people. I mean, there's been a resurgence of using brick and mortar, but people increasingly enjoy buying online. You can get cheaper online. You go to Amazon.
Yeah, but consoles haven't mastered the online like Steam.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm talking about just even purchasing, like ordering off like an online website, like go to Amazon or like that. Okay. Like you don't even have to go to a store if you still want a physical copy.
Yeah,
not to mention online stores.
But that is online stores is midnight releases. Like you get it next day. Sometimes you may get it the day before it released, which is cool. But I've always liked that, just that going into the store.
And that's where GameStop, I think, has fumbled the ball because that's exactly, like, I love midnight releases. Like, I think the last midnight release I went to was, like, Halo 4 or something. It was a few years ago. Because it hasn't been a game I really was that excited about to go midnight.
Yeah.
But I remember when I went to the Reach midnight release. I mean, you've been to ones where the people are lined up outside, and you're around people who are enthusiastic to pretty much the same level you are, for the most part. That's when you get your super fans, you get your people in their costumes, you get people, like, some guy was driving around playing the Halo music in the parking lot. It was ridiculous. Fact of the matter is, if GameStop should play that up more. Like, that's experience you only get in person at a store, and they should make it only at GameStop. But the problem is, you think of GameStop, what you think about is 12 questions to get you to try to purchase something.
Yeah,
and you're like, I'm just trying to get the store, dog. I'm just trying to get this game, go back and play. And the only times I've had great conversations with staff, and I'm sure there are great staff. I don't want to disparage everyone who works there, but it's usually with someone I know, like someone I know who likes games. So then you kind of have that chit chat, or there's just a really outgoing guy. Like I remember early 360 PS3 days, this guy worked at a local GameStop, and he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to a friend of mine. I was with him, and he was just talking about how much he loves PS3 because he hooked up his keyboard to it and throwing Linux on there. But he was enthusiastic. But there's not enough of that to counterbalance the amount of times you're asking me for a pre-order or for a magazine subscription.
Yeah, that's my problem with him too. I mean, I think. For GameStop, I've been getting a lot of emails from GameStop here lately. I got the app, and yes, I like GameStop. Oh yeah, by the way, next time you come over, next time we record, there's a new GameStop, but there's a new game store up the street. If
Right.
you come early, we can check it out.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I forgot the name of it. It's independent. Oh, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I can't use my rewards card there. Anyway, but with GameStop, no, I think they need to step it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
They need to be a part of the solution as opposed to just looking out for the bottom dollar.
Exactly.
And I mean, with esports being a big thing, Twitch being a big thing,
Right.
Gaming together, the way the Switch is designed, the way these new consoles are coming out with the Scorpio and all that. I mean, it would make better for them if they were to be in on something like that and and host local tournaments. I mean, there's organizers here in our city that has the Columbus Fighting Game crew, I think CFG and something like that. The guys are doing good. I think they do. Last time I checked, they were doing stuff at the North City the thing up there on High Street.
Old North
Arcade.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know what I'm saying, but had there been like a game, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and like for example, I know like a lot of comic shops do like Friday Night Magic tournaments. They do things besides their main, selling comics. GameStop were to jump on that, and the video game equivalent, I think would be huge. Like
it would be huge. I mean, I believe it to be. You know what I'm saying? It'll get people involved. I mean, because they already get that feeling when you have a midnight release. Like the last one I went to was for the Switch, and everybody was just it was Switch focused. It was
right, exactly. It's just like you're talking, and to cultivate that, I think would be to the benefit because, like I said, when you think about separate from what GameStop could do. When we think about it, we talked about, the issues we have when trying to check out. The fact of the matter is you go to trade in a game, people feel they get ripped off in terms of value. And then when you buy used, unless it's an older game, it's not, you're still not saving but so much money. And it's just, there's so many negatives that people associate with the brand, with the store, I think.
No, those are the negatives. I mean, if they had some like the tournaments and whatnot, I mean, it ain't got to be every day. It ain't got to be every month. I mean, because you still want to sell product.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're there to do.
You don't want to a person who's not into games. You don't want to walk in a game store and it's spend like 18 guys who's been in a room all day.
Right.
You don't want that.
Right.
You don't want people just sitting there playing on the demo units all day.
Right.
But even still, if people walk in and see people gaming in a gaming store, I don't think that would be a problem.
Right. And part of that is, and then a lot of it comes to space issues, but part of that is just if they were to do that, you set up a local culture, and that gets people who are regulars to encourage people who come in and say, hey, buy a game, or it kind of helps the community, helps kind of enforces itself a little bit that, you will, even if you have that a little bit, it won't be out of control because people know, the majority of people know how things are supposed to be and that you're there, to sell a product. Like I said, I feel like GameStop was a wasted opportunity or a missed opportunity to really be that.
Or they could do like Let's Plays there
gamers.
too. I mean, you want to sell 1,000 copies of Andromeda out of your store.
Right.
And, I just feel like if they do like a Let's Play, something like that. Okay, yeah, let's say you walk in and you're on the fence about Andromeda, but you're about to go buy Nier today.
Right.
Autonoma. And you see people playing, Andromeda, and it's like, oh, I might get that instead. I mean, you never know.
Right.
I mean, outside of just that stupid-ass video that they like to keep running.
Yeah,
I mean, that looks cool, like they're in the know. But let's be honest, a lot of gamers know that like your core gamer is probably going to know more than what your GameStop employee is going to know.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling this guy, like, yo, Splatoon 2, they're going to have that test fire thing, like around the 24th. Like, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you? I mean, you're a gamer, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, are you too busy?
Yeah.
And
on theirs to look at from their perspective.
Yeah.
I think the company should make more effort to make sure that their employees are aware. Again, not to talk down about people who work at GameStop, but they should make it part of the employee experience to say, hey, you have time to go get information about games and always be
instead of telling them to push product that people don't want. I mean, don't nobody really want to. The problem with the Game Informer magazine is I believe it to be dead weight. They need to just cut it.
Oh, so I like Game Informer.
I'm not a big fan of Game Informer because I no longer. I really don't read.
That is true. The way your games media is consumed these days is a lot different. Like
it's a lot different.
It used to be you'd get on your computer, go to like IGN, go to GameStop go to GameSpot, 1UP. Those are the main sources. But it's become so decentralized. Yeah. You can go a lot of places to get a lot of information, and it's not like it's all wrong.
You go to Nintendo Everything, Nintendo Live,
like fan sites,
Shockers,
exactly.
Kotaku, you could go to like Game Facts,
right?
You could go
now,
anywhere.
I like Game Informer because the quality of the journalism is usually pretty good.
Yeah, and then now that's cool. But
Yeah.
let's try to refocus here. I mean, I thought they had an email version, but I mean, the problem with them is just like to print is like by the time I read it from them, I read it like 2 months ago.
Yeah, that is true. Particularly
Or
with
a month
reviews,
ago.
because I've noticed recently I got a subscription actually for Christmas from my parents, and I noticed it looks like the review section is a little, I don't say slimmer, but it looks like I can't pinpoint the exact difference, but it does seem a little different because part of that is when games come out. Like, for example, Andromeda came out last week. Their issue is already shipped, so they have to put their Andromeda review on the following issue. Now, you can go to the website to get it all live and just go read it back in the magazine. But yeah, as you mentioned with print, that's just kind of the nature of the problem.
Yeah, and I mean, I know there's different strokes for different folks, but we're talking about video games here. So a lot of us have a lot of access to a lot of these other avenues of just like news.
Yeah.
I mean, about video games in general. So, I mean, it could be somebody out there who just trusts, like you said, the journalism behind Game Informer. I just think it to be. I remember when they first acquired them, I thought it was a smart move. I was like, that's dope. It kind of reminded me like Nintendo Power. I was like, oh, it's not. And I used to read the what was it? Electronic Entertainment
AGM.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, Gamers Magazine. Yeah,
Games like
Electronic Gamers Magazine.
Yeah.
I used to read that one. That used to be thick, boy.
Yeah,
like,
that was.
hey.
It's some nice covers on that.
They did.
It's some pretty cool.
I mean, to get, I got, I don't know. I think GameStop. I mean, 150 stores out of like 6,000 or whatever.
Yeah, like it's not collapsing. They're not going bankrupt.
But they are. People say it's the mobile market, the digital download people who get.
Well, I mean, I think to an extent it is. I mean, you look at a situation like, okay,
you just get your game right there.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, coming up Xbox Game Pass, you pay a flat subscription fee, you're gonna have access to a lot of games. Now the difference was, downloading versus installing. Now with the newer consoles, you're gonna have to install and probably get a patch anyway. So it's not a big thing, but you're gonna have access to a large market of games.
You can't trade shit.
Being able to get, I mean, Steam, yeah. Well, you can't trade, but like with Pass, since it's in and out anyway, and it's subscription, it's kind of like Netflix. You don't really care. But for example, with Steam, you have Steam sales, so your games super on a cheap on your PC, and you can gift. You do a lot of things with that. Having backwards, but it's just there's a lot of the digital that's eating away at GameStop, and I don't know that they're in a position, or if they have, I'm sure they are planning, but I don't know what their plan would be to kind of keep that. Yeah, to combat that.
I don't think they can unless they create a like some sort of online store to where you get, because companies play around with this a lot. PlayStation did it. CD Red Project, I think it is. They did it. But Witcher 3.
Yeah.
But Witcher 3 came out. What made me get that digitally is because it came out, if you bought it online, then you got to play it like at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Instead of waiting until the midnight release. I was like, oh, yeah, well, shit, I want to play it right now. Fuck that. Let me play it. So I ended up getting it. But now they just up and down with that. Like, a lot of them now, they just say, oh, midnight. So there's no incentive to me to want to really get a digital copy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll pick up a digital copy of a game if because sometimes you'll again digital you'll have a better sale, or if it's something. Sometimes I would just it's like laziness. I'll be like, it's right there if I'm gonna get it if it's on sale.
Not to mention you probably download it early. And that's the next thing too. Like when it's midnight, they just unlock it. You just start playing immediately.
Right, because I mean, it is nice to be able to jump out of a game, hop into another one without having to get up and change discs. You could essentially have like a game. Like I have a game sitting. I have like
that's
a
such
disc.
a first world problem.
Right. Well, like for example, I have like Dishonored 2 sitting in my Xbox as a disc form. But then if I want to play Shadow of Mordor, if I want to play Battlefield, if I want to play Smite, I can just go to all those games. So it's like having easy access as opposed to I have to get up, change them out, especially if I'm feeling kind of wishy-washy and I'm kind of back and forth about what I want to play. But no, it's part. Like I said, part of it, I think, for me, physical has the benefit of physical has kind of gone down a little bit. Just because
I like it just to have just look at it and say I got a collection. That's
I think the collection. I think it's a big part of it.
Thing,
it's because now that you have to install. Like it used to be, like the advantage of physical was you just pop that thing in and boom, you were playing. Like as opposed to have to wait for a huge download.
Right. Now,
especially, and like I said, with more bigger patches coming, they're kind of, I think, more evening out between. You're really not going to be playing right away either way. So it's just whatever's easier, I guess, whatever you prefer.
That is true. I mean, when it comes to, people can go on and on. I mean, I believe personally that GameStop is in trouble in some form, shape, or fashion.
Right.
They do have some. I mean, because as things change, business models change. They're not in a position to really. I mean, they get a lot of the revenue from the trade anyway. That's how they make their money.
Right.
So the they don't like it when companies come up with ideas like Xbox original idea was to be able to get some sort of percentage out of the trade deal, which is smart for companies. How companies thrive. People think I'm all about the company and not about the consumer, but that's just smart business.
Right.
There should be no problem with that if they had to do that. But of course, it wasn't just the consumer who said that's as preposterous and blasphemy or whatever. It was GameStop who jumped in that and said, I think, we all think it's crazy. Why would you want to do that?
Right.
But I mean, in doing so, they kind of because that's where they get their bread.
Right. Yeah. That's where they get a huge percentage.
They get 100, like 90%. Like they get 100% on the trade because the original purchase of a brand new game, it gets broken down. But then you trade that game right in. They'll get this, man. They made money over people over years. They'll take it. They'll give you low trade-in value, sell it for $54.99.
Right.
They'll give you $30 and sell it for $54.99.
Yeah, a game came out a month ago.
Yeah,
played it once, and they're getting
it's like,
and that's why they're struggling because people that's the impression and reputation of GameStop is they're kind of a ripoff. There's no really other options in town,
and that's the only thing. I mean, outside of the one I just told you, like the store that's up there, it seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah. I should say there are mom and pop stores.
Yeah,
which
get the
are
small ones. That's like, damn. But
like even back back home where my parents live at. I mean, before I left, there was a smaller game store. They did the trade as a used thing, but they had tables out there, so there were people playing card games. Mostly probably friends of the employees, but it was still more of a gaming atmosphere there. Like you spending a lot of time there wouldn't have been unheard of because it felt a little more welcoming than GameStop. You're like, all right, I got to put my guard up, got to turn down 20 offers and just get this game and get out of here before they try to, pick my pockets for something.
You know what, man? I wish GameStop the best. I mean, I really don't want to see Staples go like that, but some people just don't like them.
Is it Staples? People don't like Staples, man.
I mean, it was Staples in the gaming community. Some people...
Well, and the thing is, right? Like I saw, like I said, when I mentioned earlier, like a change in trends. I saw a report that Best Buy was seeing an increase in profit because they like ordering Amazon online, but they like the fact that you can get something at Best Buy right away. They like that instant gratification.
I mentioned the Gamers Unlock. The Gamers Unlock program that they have.
Which I think it's a little less than I think they changed it recently, so it's not as good as it once was, but it's a good deal. Like I had it
because if you had it, then you can get a game at $50,
right,
instead of $60.
Yeah, well, no, I think it was like 48, I think something like that.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, which is outstanding. Like for a new game every time, that's good.
So that is good.
Yeah, and so but the thing is, GameStop should position themselves as that, like, hey, you can get a game online, be easy that way, but you can get it in store and get it right now. Mm-hmm. Like I think they need to lean in or figure out a way to really hone in on that ability to get that game right away. They need to. I think if they can offer steeper discounts or price match more with Amazon, say, hey, we'll price match with whatever Amazon sales, we'll price match, but you can get it right now. Yeah. No shipping, no waiting, no Prime, nothing. Just
that'll definitely cut into to Amazon. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna keep a close eye on GameStop.
Yeah, man. It'll be a strange world to see GameStop close though.
Yeah, I completely. Ugh.
Yeah, like that would be. It just be. Yeah, it just wouldn't be. It
means you got to go to Target. Yeah. Best Buy.
Yeah.
No, or you can just buy online. But I'm just not that guy.
Do you ever get those like that back when they had Funko Land? You ever get that newspaper where they had all like the trade-in values? I remember looking up like Dragon Ball Z Legends. I think it was like $100.
That's the next thing too. You can't trade in no Japanese game. I got that daggone. They should have something like that. That would be smart.
Yeah.
Or just have. I mean, that would be different.
Yeah.
I mean, with a lot of these consoles now, especially the ones that matter, Switch and PS4. I mean, who the hell wants to buy a Japanese version of American gaming for Xbox? That'd be dumb. Anyway, it came out here, but I want that imported version. But if they had like an import section at GameStop, I mean, they're a big chain.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, I think
trade-ins can be done differently, right? For sure, But instead of me having to go through whatever online platform, I mean, just pilot it, and see, like, get some Japanese games, physical copies, that are there,
right.
Just a few, not all of them. Just a few, just to see.
That would be an import section would be out fantastic. Like an older, more obscure game. So if you want like a harder to find, like I know for a while, like this is not the best example, but Tales of Vesperia. It's a harder game to find, especially on 360. Having games like that, getting like Tales of Fantasia, getting older games that are difficult to find. If they could procure those and be like, hey, this is your place to get,
because that's what they did with was Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't find it,
right?
I mean, yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, whatever that was. for the Wii U, but the one for Wii,
Yeah.
you couldn't find that nowhere. And then they out of nowhere just got a whole bunch of reprints,
Yeah.
and people bought it. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Right.
But and that was a British game.
Yeah.
And it really came out here, so it's like,
But like, how cool would it be? Like, and I know a lot of it, is subject to printing. But how cool would it be to be able to go to GameStop and be like, I'm gonna pick up Tales of Mana for like, let's say it's a expensive game for like $100 even because it's hard to get to, but you get, a more obscure title, and this is your source to get it,
or you could just
collect it.
Collect it.
Yeah.
That would be that's how they could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, with how big they are, I don't see why they couldn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think, they can be a bigger force in the gaming community.
That's a thing, right?
Than what they are now. They
Right.
can really do that.
Yeah.
And they just choose to be like, tell the customers lies.
Yeah, it's just they really
Chill them on the Power Up Rewards membership. Shit, get them involved. Why not? But that's gonna wrap up our show, guys.
Yeah, man.
I mean, tell us what you guys think also about the gold GameStop. I mean, what do you guys like buying your games? Is it GameStop? Is it online? Is it? It doesn't matter
Amazon,
if it's the PSN or the Xbox Live Store or Amazon. I
What do
mean,
you-
what's your mode of consumption?
You travel to Japan to get
that.
the
That
game
would be
first.
very interesting.
Every time a game comes out, you take a trip and you
Take a trip and
get the
go to
first one off
Kyoto.
the line.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Let us know. I mean, because with consoles like the Switch, it pushes the heart, like the physical copy.
Right.
I mean, why get digital? You don't have to install it.
Right,
You see
exactly.
what I'm saying? So I think that's something that we need to look into.
Yeah.
Trying to get them involved or whatever. Write your congressman. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's our show.
Yeah.
Now, next week, what we're going to do is, I don't think I want to tell him, man. As a matter of fact, I'm not.
You're not gonna tell it, man.
So as far as next week is concerned, hold your horses because it's going to be a wonderful show for sure. But I ain't going to tell you anything about it. But that's me. That's your boy, Hassan Hancock. Randall Williams, we out of here.
Peace.
Peace out.